Hi everyone, welcome back to Beyond Your Knowledge. So today we're going to be talking about pentose phosphate pathway, and before I would like to share with you Romans 8:37, and says that yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us, and this who loved us, it is Jesus. So now the pentose phosphate pathway, it is a pathway that has different names, also known as a phosphogluconolactone pathway or exose monophosphate shunt. This one is going to run parallel to glycolysis, okay? So this one runs parallel to glycolysis. Now, so because run parallel to glycolysis come from the word Greek glykos, which is an older name for glucose, plus lysis, which is degradation. So that means that we're going to have degradation of glucose. So and then to start, so we're going to have degradation of glucose, so we'll start putting glucose here. So we eat glucose, and then after we eat glucose, so this is going to be, so we get glucose here, so glucose is going to be glucose phosphate, okay? So but we need a enzyme, because you cannot just do it because you just want to do it, okay? You need an enzyme, otherwise it's going to take forever and ever and ever. So which enzyme do you think that we're going to use here? Yes, the enzyme that we are going to use here, if it's for the liver, it is called, so this one here is for the liver, I will write liver here, it's going to be glucokinase, okay? And then if we are going to do a and this is glucokinase, liver and pancreas, the beta cells of the pancreas, okay? So it's a kind of, okay. Then the other, if it's not in the liver, it's everywhere else, so it's going to be exokinase, okay? So that's it. So we get that one, so this glucose phosphate can go to fructose 6-phosphate, okay? So and then, so this can continue, so on, this is in glycolysis, so then it continue to finish glycolysis, okay? Until you will enter at the end into pyruvate, and then after pyruvate you get your, so then you go to your TCA, okay? So this is your TCA then at the end, okay? But we don't want to go right now there, because we're going to be talking about pentose phosphate pathway. But this is important as introduction, because so since we mentioned that pentose phosphate pathway is parallel to glycolysis, so that means that we are going to have one of those connections here, and it's after you get your glucose to glucose phosphate using your exokinase for everywhere else, everything, okay, except what? Except beta cells and the liver, okay? Beta cells in the pancreas. One glucokinase for the liver cell and the pancreas. So then you get your glucose phosphate, and after I get my glucose phosphate, I enter into the HMP shunt. So now I will go to the HMP shunt. So let's say that this is now here HMP shunt, which is also known as a pentose phosphate pathway, okay? So this yeah, so this HMP shown, which is hexose monophosphate shown, as I mentioned at the beginning. So now we go from glucose 6-phosphate to 6-phosphogluconolactone. To where? So to 6-phosphogluconolactone. So we're going to check it out here. So 6-phosphogluconolactone. For sure, we need an enzyme there. Yep, as we expect. So you're going to talk the enzyme here, and it's glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase. So the enzyme is glucose 6. So do you see? To keep the name glucose 6-phosphate. Now dehydrogenase. Got it. So, but because the purpose of this pentose pathway is to give an NADPH, the purpose is generate NADPH and the pentoses 5-carbon sugar, as well as ribose 5-phosphate, which is the last one of the precursor photosynthesis of nucleotides. So that means that here we will get, because dehydrogenase, so that means they are losing hydrogen. So but who is going to get this hydrogen? So it's going to be NAD positive. So we have here, for example, so NAD positive come, hey, say, hey, how you doing, dehydrogenase? Yeah, I'm doing good. So okay, I will give you 1 hydrogen. So that means that there is a reduction process here. So because you gain 1 electron, so NADH. So now you reduce to be NAD should be P positive, and then NADPH. Yeah, sorry, NADPH is the reduced form. Okay, so that sounds good for now. So now we get our 6-phosphogluconolactone. Okay, so this 6-phosphogluconolactone will go to, so let's just see here, we have some more room in this slide. So after 6-phosphogluconolactone, so we want to make 6-phosphogluconate. Okay, so it is 6-phosphogluconate. So we get our 6-phosphogluconate. How we get it? So we need an enzyme, and the enzyme is called gluconolactonase. So lactonase. Remember, so usually, enzyme always has A's at the end. Now this one needs to use water, which is H2O. Okay, and then you get just 1 hydrogen. So that means that you donate 1 H and 1 oxygen to the enzyme gluconolactonase to produce 6-phosphogluconate from the 6-phosphogluconolactone. So now this 6-phosphogluconolactone, so I will go to a new slide. Okay, so this 6-phosphogluconolactone is going to give, I will write it down again here, the 6-phosphogluconolactone, that we can just know where we are. So we go here. So yeah, so this 6-phosphogluconolactone now is going to be ribose 5-phosphate. Now this is interesting because this pentose phosphate pathway has two phases. Has the oxidative phase, which is the one that we were doing right now. So all this was the oxidative phase. So this is that we saw until now. 6-phosphogluconolactone is still been inside of the oxidative phase. Now, after 6-phosphogluconolactone, we get your 6-phosphogluconate, so it's still been inside of the oxidative phase. Then after that, so we will produce ribulose 5-phosphate, but this ribulose 5-phosphate is going to be in the non-oxidative phase. So let's just see here. I will do this line here as an imaginary line, so that we know that that one was the oxidative phase, and now we enter into the non-oxidative phase. So, and then who is going to be in the non-oxidative phase? Yeah, that one, you're right. Ribulose 5-phosphate. Ribulose 5-phosphate. So this ribulose 5-phosphate need for sure to be as a ribulose 5-phosphate had the needs of the enzyme, and the enzyme is 6-phosphogluconate dehydrogenase. So we will see here, so 6, because we come from 6-phosphogluconate, so we get our 6, then we get our phosphogluconate dehydrogenase. So that means that in this process, remember that our purpose was produce NAD pH. This is our goal for this pentose phosphate pathway, that then we're going to use that NAD pH in the erythrocytes. So we're going to see our second NADP positive, and then it's going to reduce to be NAD pH and CO2. So, and then if you have a deficit of this pathway at the beginning, so you will get the disease, and then this disease, which is called HMP shunt. This is the name of the pathway, HMP shunt pentose phosphate pathway. But yeah, so the enzyme at the beginning, that was glucose phosphate dehydrogenase, so which is this one here. So this one here, if it's black, so then the patient can get glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, and they present with hemolytic anemia. Okay. Yeah, so hemolytic anemia, so it should be like this. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so basically is that now we can move on to continue here. So I just wanted to introduce that, because NADPH is very important for the erythrocytes. So otherwise you get hemolytic anemia when you don't have your NADP, when you don't have your glucose phosphate dehydrogenase, which is glucose phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, which is an X-linked recessive disease, which is the most common. Also is more common in males, because the males has in the gene, the chromosome, so we'll have one X and one Y. If you have just one X, So that means that if you have a mutation in the chromosome, so eventually you will have more symptoms than the female that has 2X. So let's just come back to the pathway. That was just a little bit more information, which is very important because this is the purpose of this pathway, to know the disease. Well, we get ribose 5-phosphate here in the non-oxidative phase, and then here is going to this ribose 5-phosphate can go to 2 places. So can go to 2 places. So let's just go here, and we can go there. Okay. So the one of those will go to give ribose 5-phosphate. Ribose 5-phosphate. So ribose 5-phosphate. Okay. So what is the enzyme that we need to produce our ribose 5-phosphate from ribulose 5-phosphate? The enzyme is called ribulose 5-phosphate isomerase. So, but here there are another enzyme that is going to act on ribulose 5-phosphate to give another product, and the other enzyme is ribulose 5-phosphate also. So, but instead of being isomerase, is going to be epimerase, but it's going to have a number, and this is 3-epimerase. Now we get that one. So what is the product that is going to come from ribulose 5-phosphate using the enzyme, and then the enzyme ribulose 5-phosphate 3-epimerase is going to be cellulose. Cellulose what? Cellulose 5-phosphate. Good job. So now it is something interesting because these two products will use one enzyme. So we become here together, and then we're going to use one enzyme. This enzyme is called transketolase. Transketolase. And then this is going to give as a product glyceraldehyde or glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate plus, so we can get so yeah, I need to move this a little bit here because to get a little bit more room here. Yeah, so glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate plus pseudoheptulose 7-phosphate. This is a kind of tricky name, huh? Yes, So for those that speak Spanish, for example, it's sedu, like seducir, but this is spelled different. So yeah, but sedu. And then a number, sedu. It's easy to remember, sedu, like, and then the number 7, sedu, heptulose phosphate. Okay. So this sedu now needs to go to another place. Need an enzyme. Those two need an enzyme. I will see this in the next slide. Okay, so just go here. So and then we come here, and then the enzyme that we're going to use So remember that we get in this 1-glyceraldehyde triphosphate plus 2-heptulose 7-phosphate. This one need the action of one enzyme, and this enzyme is called transaldolase. So now this transaldolase is going to act on the glyceraldehyde triphosphate plus 2-heptulose 7-phosphate, and it's going to give two things as well. So, and then the two things that are going to be, it is fructose, okay, fructose phosphate plus erythrose 4-phosphate and here also we're going to get cellulose 5-phosphate. So here we're going to get cellulose 5-phosphate. Okay, so this fructose phosphate can go to glycolysis, and also from glycolysis you can come back again to fructose phosphate. So that means a double way pathway. So yep. On the other side, if we get together erythrose 4-phosphate and cellulose 5-phosphate, so we get those two together, so and then they will join to give this result using the enzyme transketolase. So which we use this enzyme again here when we get ribose 5-phosphate here and cellulose 5-phosphate. So now because we are continuing using cellulose 5-phosphate, but now with erythrose 4-phosphate, the enzyme that we're using transketolase, to give as a result glyceraldehyde triphosphate. So that triphosphate, so probably we need some more room here. So glyceraldehyde triphosphate plus fructose phosphate. So that means that fructose phosphate had different ways to come. So as we saw, so from transaldolase directly from glyceraldehyde triphosphate plus 2-heptulose 7-phosphate, which is this one here at the end, and then transaldolase, and then fructose phosphate, and then glycolysis. So that means that fructose phosphate can go to here also, this one go to glycolysis. So and so here we go again to glycolysis, and this one go again to glycolysis, and can go in two ways, so up and down to glycolysis. Remember that glycolysis, it is the old word for glycoglucose, so lysis breaking down, so breaking down the glucose. So that pentose phosphate pathway at the end is going to go to the same place and different ways, so through glycolysis. Okay, so basically this is the pentose phosphate pathway. Well, hopefully that's helped, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you, and remember that we can do all things through Christ in us, and God bless you all, and enjoy your stories. God bless.